We had our struggles trying to have family, and we'd always talked about having a family and everything. Family was really important to me.
Foster to adoption felt right. My paternal grandparents did that, and so I just said, I think there's something about this that feels right. You know, when we met the boys and we read their file, it does. You have an aha moment, and it just clicks.
You hear people say, you know, how do you know when you love somebody? And you always hear people say, oh, you just know. So it was the same way when we first met the boys.
Good morning, Your Honor. Thank you for letting me speak to you. I just wanted to let you know a little bit about what today means for me. At first I was afraid because I thought I would be alone if I fought or I was bad. I thought I would be separated from my brother. I was also lonely because we had no family. I had to learn to make choices on our own as kids. We needed grown-ups to help us do better and make our hearts have more love. I always wished for a family to have someone who cared about us and who we could trust and who could take care of me and my brother. There was nothing we could do even though we wanted to be part of a family so badly. Today is probably going to be the happiest day of our lives. My one wish would be for everyone to have the best family and the happiest day too.
The kids learn that they can take their experiences and turn them into positives, and using those to say, well, you know, I know that there's bad things out there, but that there's also good things out there, and I want to turn my bad into a good.
Like this, you turned it this way, and you did like never, because you don't have to do it in one line.
I cut that. So
That's fine. This one says, I love my family. Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
I love my family. Okay. Here's your, here. Okay. All right. Okay. Can you get it? There you go. Put it right there. Oh, that came out really good, Martine. That's good.
Well, it's fun and it makes me like happy to know that we're doing it for others. So
I think it's important because you can make other people feel better.
it just like it feels like you're doing something right in the world. Like you're making things better when things are getting worse.
Go ahead. Woo-hoo! Noah's the man. This has Noah's name. Where's mine? Oh man. I rank now. Oh my stock has gone down. You guys love Noah. On my phone, I keep the ceremony that I did with them for the adoption that was actually done in my courtroom. I have the letter that they wrote. It makes me kind of teary-eyed. I have the letter that they wrote. I have their pictures in my office. I have every card that they've written me. It's really special because on days when it seems like I'm fighting an uphill battle and things are just going totally the opposite way, they are one of the reasons that I keep fighting for kids. One day they came down to my office to visit and they brought me a rock and it had inspirational words, and you never know. And it was on that day and that week was one of the most traumatic weeks that I'd had because there was a case that was going on. It was drenching. And they gave me these rocks that said, believe, you're great, you're powerful. So I put them in, I just told them how grateful I was for them. And their position was they want every kid that comes in my courtroom to feel as special as I make them feel. and could they give them rocks? And so they started bringing me rocks to give, and every child that is going through adoption, once they have their final adoption, I give them a rock and I explain the significance of the rock and where it came from, that there were two special little boys that were just like them that were waiting for a forever home, and they got one, and they want every child to feel as special as them.
Well, we already know that if we make the rocks, we don't want to keep them because we want to make other people happier. So we were already, as soon as we made them, gonna give them away so we can make other people happier, and that's what we did.
Here we go. Here we go.
And you just put like a sealant
On top of it. The old with the popsicle stick? Yes.
Oh, I did give.
I did this.
And give.
We have always told all of our boys from the very beginning, it doesn't matter what has happened to you in the past. We want you to understand that you've got to take what you have and you've got to use it to do good in this world, and you've got to give back.
You know, it's words with weight, basically. They're weighted words. What I hope is they see the impact that it has on people. That just that little word or that little phrase, it can change someone's day, week, month, whatever.
My hope for their future is that they keep that compassion, that they keep the belief that people are wonderful, even when there are mean folks around, that they keep the desire to be servants, because they have servants' heart, and they get that from their parents. Service is the rent we pay to live here. And so I want them to keep paying their rent by serving others, and that's what they do, and that's what I hope they continue to do. Not just do enough to pay their rent, but do enough to pay their rent and help somebody else when they can't pay theirs.
I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.
To the light.
Strangle you with his stuffing arms. You guys can edit it, right?
Leaving the laughing part.
Yes.